Hello again. I'm career coach Abby Pollard with the McCombs School of Business. By now you should have completed the first video in this series, an introduction to career development at McCombs. You should have also met with me either in person or by video to complete your initial career assessment. If you've not met with me just yet, please email me at abby.pollard@mccombs.utexas.edu and wait to watch this video until after our initial appointment. This video will focus on career exploration and the tools you can use to examine and clarify your career objectives. Gaining a clear sense of options within a particular field now, before the start of the program, will help you to be more successful recruiting in the fall. Let's begin. First, we'll cover some basic information about career exploration. Next, we'll review some of the more common career paths that students have taken. After that, I'll show you step-by-step how to network and conduct informational interviews to familiarize yourself with your career options and narrow your objectives. And finally, we'll discuss next steps. As you can see, the career exploration process is circular. To begin defining your focus, you first need to understand yourself, including your interests, values, strengths, and goals. You've already started to explore your options through various resources and activities available to you through your undergraduate education and perhaps through previous jobs or internships. You'll continue that process by conducting informational interviews before the program starts. Eventually, you'll take action by applying to jobs and interviewing, which will in turn reveal more information about yourself to further refine your goals. You can begin by asking yourself some basic questions about your values, interests, strengths, and goals. When have I been happiest in my life? Do I enjoy ambiguous tasks or do I like more structure? What are my greatest talents? Where do I see my career headed? Here's an overview of some of the typical areas where McCombs MS graduates start their careers. Common job titles for the MS Business Analytics program include data analyst, business analyst, data scientist, statistical analyst, and analytics consultant. Typical MS Finance job titles include equity research analyst, financial analyst, structured finance analyst, and client service associate. For MS Marketing students, some of the job titles we've seen include marketing analyst, assistant media analyst, business intelligence analyst, and research assistant. As you explore various career paths, it may be helpful to utilize some online resources to clarify and define particular occupations and industries, including the Vault, ONET, and LinkedIn. Links to ONET and the Vault can be found on the Pages section of Canvas. McCombs provides you with a subscription to the Vault, which you can access with your EID and password. This website offers industry overviews, job outlooks, company reviews, salary data, and tips for interviewing. You'll also want to use the Vault to conduct company research in preparation for interviews. ONET is the nation's primary source of occupational information. You can find descriptions of various occupations and fields of interest on this free website. LinkedIn is one of the most powerful tools you'll utilize for career exploration and networking. It is estimated that well over 90% of companies use LinkedIn for recruiting purposes, so it's important to create a profile if you don't already have one. To get started, you can find some resources in the Files section of Canvas, including tips for creating a great profile, as well as a handbook on how to use LinkedIn in your job search. Here's a few basic tips to get you started. Make sure you use an appropriate photo. This isn't Facebook, so you want it to look professional and there's nothing distracting in the background. Write an informative headline that succinctly describes you. Include a professional summary of your qualifications and career goals. Your summary statement as a student will be different than someone who already has a job. For examples of what to write, check out the profiles of current students. You can check out the LinkedIn website and app for more videos and resources on how best to use the tool. You'll be using LinkedIn to connect with alumni and industry professionals for the purposes of networking and informational interviews. Before the program begins in July, you will be required to complete 5 informational interviews. First, let's cover some definitions. If you think you've never networked before, think again. Every time you interact with someone in a professional capacity, whether shaking hands in person or connecting via LinkedIn, you are networking. It is estimated that 80% of job opportunities are found through networking. Informational interviewing is one of the most useful career-building activities. You'll reach out to industry professionals to set up some time to speak with them. Here you can see the differences between an informational interview and a job interview. Before the program starts, you'll engage in informational interviewing as part of the career exploration process. Everyone can set up a powerful network. When forming your list of potential contacts, don't leave anyone out. Obvious people to include are previous employers. However, you should also consider Macombs alumni, alumni from your undergraduate institution, family and friends, previous and current professors, and people from clubs and volunteer organizations, as well as your program's advisory council. One of the easiest ways to get started networking is by accessing Macombs alumni on LinkedIn. There's a really helpful video tutorial on Canvas developed by the Macombs communications team. Please watch the video as a next step in the networking and informational interview process. As mentioned, you'll be required to complete 5 informational interviews by the start of the program. Additional information and sample questions can be found on Canvas. First, identify someone to interview. Using LinkedIn to identify an alumni of your program is a great place to start. Contact them and send a personalized message requesting some time to ask some questions. Be sure to include your name and program, as well as how you found them, so they have a point of reference. Prepare questions in advance. You can find a list of sample questions in the Files section of Canvas. Plan to spend about 20 minutes speaking with the person. It is helpful to write down at least 4 to 5 questions to help you drive the discussion. Do not present a resume unless asked. This is not the time for you to ask for a job. At this point, you are just gathering information. Send a personalized thank you message within 24 hours of your conversation. Keep track of who you'll be speaking with on a networking log. You'll be talking to a lot of new people over the next year, and you need to have a system to keep track of all the information. You can find a sample networking log on Canvas as well. Then, submit a summary of your informational interviews to the assignment on Canvas. Here's a sample of what to say when you reach out by email or LinkedIn. Be careful to use proper grammar and punctuation to demonstrate your professionalism and attention to detail. And here's a sample of a thank you email. Remember that career exploration is a process. Understanding yourself is the first step to knowing what you want to do. Now is a time to explore everything your field has to offer. While this process can be intimidating, most people are happy to help students. And with practice, your networking skills will improve over time. Remember to check Canvas for all the resources and materials I've shared with you. Thanks for watching.